And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and load up into the draft here for game number 5. We've seen a lot of adjustments. We've talked a lot about changes, priorities here. And we've even seen some debut picks already. 1-1 being banned out, the Khalid taken out as well. Burmese Ghouls will be on the blue with Geek Fam on the red. So what does this mean for our pick of the Bruno?
Well, it means for Burmese Ghouls, they will most likely take it away. There's no way they give it up, right? I mean, knowing that Geek Fam's comfort is that Bruno, they play around the Bruno, they have to get rid of it. If they don't, they've got some cojones.
They do.
Some what?
Cojones.
Cojones. All right. All right. So I actually love when a really interesting series becomes from a best of 5 or a best of 7 down to a best of 1. And here we will see the best being pulled off by both coaches, and not just that, the best performance should be there by both teams. And looking here, Burmese Ghouls, they go again with the Matilda ban and the Khalid. The Khalid, I think he was banned also all over the 5 games. And the one and the Joy, if I'm not mistaken, also an Angela sometimes. But this one, we go with the Lilia. Okay, so we have said a fun fact before we go into the game, and that was in the M5 we have witnessed 70 different heroes. The last game adding the Eve, that's a 71. So we are 1 hero away from matching with the M4, right?
Yes.
Was she 70 or 71?
It was 70. That pick was 70. So we're 2 picks away.
All right, 2 picks away.
Well, here's a pick that has constantly popped up. Bruno, first pick, Burmese Ghouls.
Popped up a bit too many times, right? But the Guinevere still going to be picked up. And also a signature pick for BBB. This is the big brain pick.
The big brain.
The pick that enables the big brain plays.
If I'm not mistaken, Burmese Ghouls, they are the ones who used the Ruby so far. So this is the first time Beloyski gets the Ruby, right? In the best of 5. In this best of 5, I mean.
Oh, Fairness and the glue. They take away the counter and the countered.
The poison and the antidote.
Yes.
The poison and the antidote. And then, there it is, Claude. So it's a Bruno versus Claude matchup once again. And with this, I'm sitting here kind of wondering, right? How do you round this out? XP lanes. You've already got a glue across from you.
All right.
So we can kind of expect at least one of those bans being taken out for Burmese Ghouls towards Geek Fam and the XP lane.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Tarizla here to be banned out.
Yeah,
definitely by the Burmese Ghouls. Not only is it good against, obviously, the Fairness and the Bruno, but it's amazing in lane against the glue. One of the matchups that actually dominates against the glue.
I love that they took the Fairness too, by the way.
Yeah, it's really great. Especially understanding now that Geek Fam didn't pick a mid laner, they can opt to go 2 different routes. They can try to ban a boy out again, which didn't work in game number 4, but they can try to do it again. Or now, they focus on Luke. They tried Chidera, Marky first, Chidera, a boy, and now maybe Luke.
Might as well. Focus on each one. Different games. Yes, Yasu, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, of course we will see a Tarizla here by the side of Team Burmese Ghouls, but for Team Geek Fam, I was actually like, why don't we go with an Arlott? Or why don't we ban a Diggy and then add upon that more crowd control? Because the setup is really good. They go with the Angela though, but the setup is really good for the Claude so far. They just need to add one more area crowd control and that's it. At least for me.
You know, I haven't really... For some reason, when you mentioned the Arlott, I was just thinking about this interaction, right? Like, what if you final slash all the split glues into the wrong direction and the stacks just... You know, I don't know if it actually works like that, if it would just automatically allow you to, you know, have all those stacks. But still, I feel like even if you talk about Arlott, you know, for this lineup of Burmese Ghouls, right? It could work in their favor, but I feel like at the same time, if you're matching up against a Ruby, I feel like it's almost too much risk. Yeah. For me, at least personally, like I would rather see them have something that's more tankier naturally. The Arlott's okay. Arlott's going to Geek Fam though.
I said it for Geek Fam.
Yeah, but I'm thinking for Burmese Ghouls, right? Like if they actually wanted to go an Arlott, but it's on the flip side, so it goes over to Geek Fam.
I think it's a good choice by Geek Fam here. For the side of Burmese Ghouls, they're most likely going to be grouped up together, so the Ardent Final Slash will deal a whole lot, and that's a Tigreal.
Tigreal.
And a Martis. A Martis pick. Anti-CC.
Eve again?
Martis.
Eve again?
He would make sense, right? I mean, real world manipulation, anti-CC, but then you get dove on by a Martis with NetherRealm,
Yeah.
and then what?
Especially the fact that, you know, Lilia's already taken out Bandhouse, so what does this leave here?
You know what would be crazy?
Yes.
A Lunox would be insane, right? But it does what it does what the composition needs. You can lock people down, burst them down instantly, and you also have some abilities that makes you go invulnerable.
Let's see what comes out of the head of the Shadow.
The Shadow. Oh man.
The Shadow.
It has to be something safe, right? Because they already have the right components here. They can just play it safe and pick a very safe mid laner like the Eve, and then play normally. But they could go for the risky route, and they didn't take out. They want what works.
Yasu.
Yes,
You're
I
kind
got
of
what I
on
want.
point here.
Yeah.
Yasu.
99.9.
99.9, leaving just 0.01 for doubt. We can see that, I would say that this draft for team, was it GEEK? Yeah, GEEK. GEEK fam, they have the area crowd control, they have the operation area, as I like to say it in Arabic, because when Eve just opens her ultimate, it's just pure, it's like when you do a surgery.
Yeah.
So having this Eve ultimate there, and also the crowd control underneath it, not just the add upon the blazing dodge from the Claude, I think that everything aligns really good for Team GEEK, but yet the draft on the side of Team Brimmy Schools is as good.
Well, we're going to find out once again, loading up into the land of Dawn for the last time today. In game number 5 here, it's come down to a best of 1 between GEEK fam and Burmese Ghouls. Who will go on forward in the upper bracket? Who will be sent to the lower bracket? We will find out here. A lot of early aggression.
Don't worry, it's a signature. If you die 7, they'll win the game.
This is the one.
He needs to be triggered. He needs someone to irritate him and to make him feed at some point so he can come back and be as effective as the Beloyski effect that we have been used to see. But Stitch here using the Bruno up against the Claw. This is a matchup that we have seen a lot of times, but again, we see that both of them go for a little bit of a tanky approach because they want to take care of themselves in the early game. But looking here at the Marks, which is actually quite interesting to me, he's going for a penetration, he's going for damage. He's not, like, doesn't he know like the Marks new meta is the utility one?
Stitch.
He probably does know, but he wants to go for the riskier, more snowball-y type build. GEEK fam trying to do the same thing, but with the Claude. Going aggressive now as Beloyski is able to cancel out a dash. Nico with the Retribution slows him down. Beloyski flickers out to safety from the Mortal Coil. And it's still 0-0.
Okay, he'll be fine. One thing I also noticed there from the emblems was Lina's trying to pack some of that damage early on. He has weapon mastery, he has a rupture, he has that penetration, right? Providing some of that early poke, early damage with a Faramis, at least for now, is kind of what they want to play around with, right? Playing into the fact that, okay, we're not going to have crazy amounts of damage early on, but we can scale up pretty well. That's what they're going to be hoping for, and especially the fact that a lot of these fights, you're going to have to wait for that RWM, that real-world manipulation, to be utilized and not want to fight completely into it, right? Especially the fact that this is a combination we've seen so much. Eve, Ruby, pulling them into that real-world manipulation early on already.
Oh, Marky.
Requiem in the mid lane, blinks, going to get chunked really low. Forced to use the regen as Beloy dashes forward, gets level 4. I'm abandoned ready.
Yeah, Luke also getting in position here. Still, first turtle of the game.
Fast pass, implosion with the combo coming down, but the final slash cancels it out. And now it's going to be I'm abandoned, bringing X back into Whoa, the damage coming down all to the other side of the map. It's going to be GEEK fam completely wiped out. All 3 of their members falling to Nico with that triple kill, the rupture, and the assassin emblem doing work.
This is the scary thing of the Martis. That decimate. And the fact that now you got 3 kills. You got the triple here this early on, plus the turtle.
You cannot match that. You cannot match that anytime soon in the game. Beloyski, does he have a flicker? Yeah, he does have a flicker. If he doesn't have a flicker at this given moment, it was just adding one more body to the bodies that Nico have collected so far. Stitch, he have a really good damage at this point, and Bremis Ghouls are focusing on that top lane. It might be a death push. They might need to take someone, but they need them to step into the bush.
Okay, focus here.
Oh, whoa.
Defended though. Blink should be fine though. Implosion.
Bringing Beloyski back. Tough Boots gets him out in time. Airborne now, knocked up. No further engage, but a boy has rotated. Marquis with the steal, the invade in the enemy jungle, trying to mirror the movement from the side of Nico. Meanwhile, Shadow here opens it up, knows where Marquis is at.
Okay, so things fall into place here. Yasu.
Yes.
Small lead for Burmese Ghouls. Item check though, real quickly.
Item check. I would say that having this steel leg pants against the Bruno is a really smart choice by Kadera, but also having the Molten Essence by the Guinevere is also a smart choice because you will not be able to deal any amount of damage. It's all about the crowd control, so why not just when you are near the enemy troops to have this damage that comes with the item called the Molten Essence. So really good itemization so far from GEEK Fam. We will get into it more once we get into the game itself, because so far the core items, the DHS, the Demon Hunter Sword by Kadera is being picked up, and also he has some defense. So far we will see, or like not so far, we will see from now on Kadera using his Blazing Duet.
Once again, the jump ins through. Second turtle. The battle for it going to be set up here. Shadow though, quite low. Stitch also.
Very low. Pops in a split, still able to dish out some damage right now onto the back. Nico finding the mortar coil, and now it's going to be Marquis with the Wild Requiem in desperation. Nether Realm coming down. Luke able to use the Vengeance, but it's still going to be mounted by Shadow. And Nico should be able to find a Decimate. Once he finds it, everybody needs to start running. A boy brought back another.
Wow.
Nico, is he going to go for more? Running into the enemy jungle. Beloyski brought back by the mortar coil. One last hit. Should be what's left to take Beloyski down, but he's able to get out of that range, just barely. The Burmese Ghouls. Snowball after snowball, fight after fight.
This is like the best start you can have here on a Martis pick, right? For
Martis.
any team, Martis, he's on top.
He is on top, and having that damage build right now, I don't know if it makes so much sense or if it was.
I'm offended. Flicker by Beloyski. Gets Shadera the kill. A Blazing Duet committed as well, and this is what GEEK Fam needs to do. They need to try to look for plan B.
Even though they are 5 kills to 2, GEEK Fam, but they are still not far in gold.
You're right. How is that?
Well, they're just kind of controlling, you know, a lot of this farming potential. As in just a second, we'll probably look at the breakdowns as well. But for the most part, you know, Shadera's done a good job at getting that extra gold from the plate here, working his way on really kind of solidifying that. There's the golden, right? Look at his, look at the gold for Shadera.
Yeah, he does know how to farm. This guy knows how to farm. Having 4.4k so far, even though his team is so pressured in the mid and the bot lane. And not just that, do not forget that the mid lane first turret is down for Team Bremis Ghouls.
Nico's got to be careful though, right? Even though he has 5 kills, he's still very much killable. Conceal coming down, looking for a pinch down. But GEEK Fam are playing it really well in this choke point with the help of a boy. Shadow, that slam pass might get him into trouble. Pops in the split, and even a Nether Realm has been committed down to escape. They get a tier 1 in the bottom side of the map, and now they transition over to the third and final turtle of the game.
See if Burmese Ghouls can still secure themselves the third turtle of the game here. Different course of action from what we've seen throughout the series, but so far, it even looks like GEEK Fam is willing to fight for this. Both gold laners still on the bottom side, so it's going to be a 4 versus 4. How they play this one out. Blink, taking a couple shots. Conceal.
I'm offended with it as well, and a boy finds the kill. Remember, no Nether Realm earlier, already baited out. Beloyski flickers out. Shadow. Slam, pass onto Luke. Stitch coming down as well, rotating a bit faster. Then Shadera now with the worldie. Bouncing back and forth. Shadow trying to look for another immobility. Onto the side, split coming down. Marquis, Requiem to cancel it out. Now a major migration into a final slash, sweeping them into the turret. Nico gets 1. But he has to run away as Shadera finds a tier 1 down below.
GEEK Fam still finding wins here and there where they can. Meanwhile, Shadera just going to continue to farm up.
Blazing away.
Shadera.
On to Stitch, 1 HP. Blink X trying to rotate fast enough. Stitch gets out
Down to dodge, just fine. Burmese Ghouls, though.
Oh, Marky wants to steal.
Marky away. Oh, shoved back. No, Marky, no, says Blink X.
Yep.
Blink X. Look, Team Burmese Ghouls so far, even though they have the kills in their favor, but Team GEEK fam seems to find every way possible, and especially, I would say, Chadera, because he doesn't only have the DHS, he also have the golden staff, so he have the same amount of damage, or maybe even more than the one that Bruno can deal. Not just that, look at Mortis. He's not only going for a damage emblem or like a damage perspective when it comes to emblem, he also have a semi-tanky build having this Hunter Strike. So far Burmese Ghouls are approaching a really I would say an interesting approach from them, but again, Team GEEK fam knows how to farm and knows how to execute their damage.
Yeah, Nico at this point, even the fact that he has the six kills, he has to kind of be defensive as well, right?
Oh,
look at the setup there, Blink.
With Marky as well, finds a spatial migration into the Requiem, and that's going to be enough to bait out another round. But Chadera dives in deep onto Stitch to find a blazing duet. Nico goes godlike, but now gets poked down. This might be the biggest shutdown, and it's going to the hands of Luke. Lina running away, but gets caught as well. GEEK fam have turned around the entire lead that the Burmese Ghouls have built the past 9 minutes.
GEEK fam coming out swinging in a decisive manner once again, and now the tables have turned as they take down the tier 1 in the mid. Still gonna focus down a little bit more. Marky gonna get out just fine with the spatial migration. But what a turn of events here for GEEK fam.
It is a turn of events indeed, but I would say that Team GEEK fam were playing in the shadows. They were there since the start. Team GEEK fam, look at the gold earned by Chadera, not just Chadera, also Luke. As I told you guys, when Luke uses the olive in the way it's supposed to be, not just distract the enemy, but also apply some crowd control underneath that real-world manipulation, and not just that, add upon it the damage coming from the blazing duet. It's a match in heaven when it comes to the build. And look at Chadera right now, 8k gold, having everything he needs. He just needs to add one more damage item, and he can melt Burmese Ghouls down.
And going back to it, GEEK fam, let him cook. That's exactly what happened. They've reached this point in the game. First Lord now up. Nico, even with a lead that he had early on, he's having a difficult time trying to find the positioning here.
Shadow.
Purify instantly by Chadera. Kiting back, Shadow. Split. Pretty desperate here. He dives in deep. He's all alone. He's isolated. He has to be very, very careful here. Going to be chased down by Chadera, who finds all the stacks with
Conceal.
Implosion onto 3! But the real world inflation comes down as well. Marky being able to pop in that Requiem in the midst of it all, but now falls at a detriment. Chadera with a blazing duet, and I'm offended from Valoy to pull them back into the blazing duet. And now it's Shadow who's running for the hills. Luke finding the final slash of the CC and a chain. Lina down. GEEK fam has wiped the Burmese Ghouls out.
My goodness. What a team fight choreographed for GEEK fam. And they're gonna cap it off with a Lord here. They are just everywhere and more.
And Lina again brought back. One more hit should do it. Luke dives in, and a boy is on a killing spree.
Oh my god, what was that, GEEK fam? GEEK fam are just finding every perfect spot. It's like a painting. It's like a painting. It's a work of art coming from the Indonesian giants here, flipping everything around, having the goal lead of 6k gold lead after they were behind in terms of goal. Look at Marky now. Team GEEK.
Yeah.
Team GEEK are in the zone.
They've reached that point of the game now. GEEK fam very far ahead, confident the way they're moving too. First Lord though, making its way down the mid. We'll see how they play this through. Burmese Ghouls, they have the tools they need to defend this one. Again, it is only the First Lord. How will they approach this, keeping things together here?
It's gonna be hard.
Conceal already gonna be used. Turn in mid lane, gonna go down. Now the focus on the bottom. GEEK fam, massive lead here. What is Burmese Ghouls to do in this defense? They still gotta work it on. Stitch, even with this Bruno pick, having a difficult time making it work. We'll see. Once again, GEEK fam.
Implosion. Onto 3. GEEK fam gonna be able to escape right now. Is asking this range of migration and the final slash to break the back once again. The blazing duet from Chidera doing a lot of damage right now, and that's gonna be the slam pass, but Chidera is able to pop that BMI in time. Luke dives in. Vengeance 1.
Wow.
Coming down. Getting another Shadow with a split. Trying to sustain back up, but Chidera's clearing out the way just as fast. The base wide open. Chidera targeting it down. Despite the change of roster. Once you're a geek, you're always a fam. And they have done it. 3-2. Moving past to the next stage in the upper brackets.
Some might have doubted the changes, but GEEK fam proves the point, moves on to the upper bracket. In a great series against the Burmese Ghouls, all 5 games back and forth, but they end it quickly for game 5.
I need some time to process this. I need some time to process this. This was one of the most intense series so far in the M5 World Championship. Both of these teams have pulled off a really good fight, and also not just the players, also the coaches. This was a work of art.
Again, as both teams show the sportsmanship, an amazing series. But let's go ahead, throw it over to the stage with Mara to hear for GEEK fam's interview.
Congratulations to GEEK fam! Let's give him a round of applause. Wow, you guys survived that. First of all, what is it? A lot of people are screaming over there. What is it about Game 5 that you guys love so much? Because even back in MPL ID, you guys are always going all the way up to Game 5.
Because our team don't want to win easy. We want excitement, I think.
You want
Just kidding,
excitement.
but yeah, I don't know why our team always need to wait that we are losing to perform better. But maybe next time, I hope we perform fast.
But it does make everything exciting.
Yeah,
Now this
it's
one
for
is-
the views.
It's for the views. It's for the views. The Indonesians love it. Now this one is for Marky. Marky! Uy! Okay. First time with GEEK fam that you played as a jungler. Okay, how was that role? How was that role today? How did you like it?
Alam mo eh, tinutulungan lang nila ako eh.
Okay,
Basta ginagawa ko lang yung trabaho ko.
they're helping you, and as long as you're doing your work. Yes, that's right. Put your hands in your pocket. Let's not risk anything. Okay? Now, go ahead.
Hindi naman daw siya tatawagin the solution kung hindi sa solution yung problema.
He won't be called the solution if he won't find a solution to the problem.
Chamba lang po yun, chamba lang.
Chamba lang. Oh,
Binubuhat nila ako eh.
that's not a fluke,
Tagaharap lang ako,
Marky.
tagaharap, tagatangke.
So, what would you say is your favorite jungler hero so far?
Alam mo,
Your jungler hero, your favorite jungle hero? Out of all that you used?
Pani.
Oh, yeah?
Pani, ano, walang second skill po.
Fanny without a second skill. Okay, okay. If you were given a choice, okay, would you want to stay as a jungler? Let's say your friend is suspended for 1,000 years. Okay, would you want to stay as a jungler, or do you still want to be a gold laner?
I don't want jungler anymore. If I jungler, I want to die.
Okay, let's rate his performance as a jungler. I want to hear you. Out of 10, what would you rate his jungling skills? Out of 10.
Rating.
Oh, out of 10.
100 peso.
100 pesos. Okay, okay. Out of 10. 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Your turn. Rate.
Same, 1,000 peso.
1,000 pesos! Pataas ng pataas. Oh, how would you rate him?
Mas magaling po ako mag-jungler nung trinay namin eh. Ano lang, 2.
Okay. Baloy says, they tried it and Baloy was a better jungler. So he would have to rate a 2. Eh, ba't di kayo nag-jungle? Why didn't you jungle?
Baka po mabilis yung laro eh. Di ba para sa views? Yung ano.
Okay, so he didn't choose to be a jungler, so the game won't be fast because we need higher views. That's what he said. Okay, what would you rate?
Better than Nile, I think.
Better?
Yeah, better.
Oh, okay. Okay, you make sure that's how I like it. You make sure your hands are in your pockets. Now, it was such a great fight that both teams were refusing to back down. What does this victory mean for you guys? Anong halaga?
So important because one more penalty for Niall we already can play. So it's so good for us. Thank you, Lord, for making this happen. It seems impossible, but you will guide us. Yeah, thank you.
You denied Burmese Ghouls the opportunity to meet AP Bren. Instead, you're gonna be going up against such a powerhouse. Okay, so how was that? What are you guys thinking about meeting AP Bren?
Kay Kyle TC po, maganda siguro siya kay Marky. De, joke lang po, joke lang.
Kay Cal TZ maganda siguro?
Kay Marky.
Kay Marky! Marky against Cal TZ? Oh, what are you gonna say?
Ka-assassin na si Marky, pagkalaban Bren.
You're gonna do assassin?
Oh, Kyle, mamaya sa ano natin, sa may pasok tayo mamaya, diba nila at lab. Mamaya pipilayan ko na kayo pag nakita tayo.
Pipilayin?
Pipilayan ko na sa personal para di na makalaro.
Pipilayin! Okay. He's saying to Kyle that they're gonna see each other later.
Di ko kaya yun, di ko kaya si Kyle eh.
You don't think you can manage
Ano
Kyle?
pilayan ko na lang siguro.
So pipilayan where? You're gonna break his leg or you're gonna break his arm? You're
sure.
gonna break his hands.
One hand.
You're gonna shake hands, but you're gonna squeeze it hard. Okay, now Baloyski, your family, your entire family is here. They said they've only seen you once since you came back here. In 6 months, they've only seen you once. And your mom said that when you win this entire thing later, you're gonna get fried chicken and your favorite sinigang. Okay, any other request?
Wala po, thank you lang. Sa totoo lang, nung nakita ko yung interview nila, naging emotional talaga ako. Para sa kanila to talaga yung game na to.
Oh, he got emotional when he saw their interview. So this win is for them. Last message to the fans.
Sa lahat po ng sumusuporta nandito sa venue, salamat po. Hindi po namin in-expect na madami kayo. Thank you talaga. Na-appreciate namin kayo. Hindi nyo lang alam gaano ka namin kayo na-appreciate. Thank you guys. See you sa next na laban.
They appreciate all the support. They didn't expect this much fans to come to them, to come and support them. And it means so much to them that you guys are all here. Once again, everybody, let's give Geek Fam a round of applause. Congratulations, you're moving on to the upper bracket semis. And now we're gonna break that game down for you. So we're gonna go back to our casters. Casters, pasok.
Thank you so much, Mara. And again, congratulations to Geek Fam there. And even Burmese Ghouls, man, they should hold their heads high because they still have another shot in the lower bracket. And this was an amazing series. I know a lot of you guys here watching EVM enjoyed this 5-game series. We love to see it, even if it's double elimination, man. So who's to say what's in store for us ahead of us in the days? But
So hard.
They're going to play against AP Bren.
Yeah.
Another tough road ahead, right? You beat Burmese Ghouls, it's only fate that you get to beat AP Bren next. They always come hand in hand, just like Luke and big plays.
This guy was skywalking.
This guy was tired. Okay.
Get
He
it?
was.
Because he's Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the final
Like the thing from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so looking here at the MVP of the game, you will see that Luke he wasn't just the silent MVP, he was screaming out loud. He was the MVP of the match. 5-2-9, having a really good approach when it comes to the emblem in terms of the tanky ones, and also going for a full tanky set when it comes to the in-game equipment itself. But let's have a look here at what happened, what went down between Team Geek Fam and also Team Burmese Ghouls. They were doing really good. A-Boy was doing really great at that team fight, but yet Nico with the damage in the early game, having that decimate, having the Mortis, when it comes to the retribution, he was able to take up a triple kill. Luke with a flicker final slash, always he was able to land it on 2 targets, I would say at least, and that was a turning point for Team Geek to always come back on top when it comes to team fights. Luke here doing all the work underneath, but also having Chadera to swipe out all the members of Team Brimmis Ghouls. This was one of the moments where I thought that I would actually see a wipe out for Team Brimmis Ghouls, but then comes Chadera with the damage he was building up until this moment, and Beloyski give you a Beloyski special and takes 2 members, maybe even 3 members into this I'm Offended. And right now we see the first wipe out of the game, and again we will see a good, not a solid defense though, because he found his way through. Luke with a final slash taking 2 members away, and this was the moment where Team GEEK Fam saw the base wide open and they went in for the approach.
I love this too. I love the interaction between that lineup from GEEK Fam. You know, we kind of hinted on it a little bit in the draft too. Yasu, you pointed it out, right? Eve, you have the Ruby, and then you have Arlott. You have so many tools to either put people in the real world manipulation or keep them there or start the fight, peel if you need to. But again, the way things kind of unfolded here for GEEK Fam, it was really well executed, and the draft just worked so well against what Burmese Ghouls decided to bring to the table.
And also, if you looked at this gold difference, even though GEEK Fam was behind with almost, I can't remember, it was 3K to 5K at some point, they managed to finish high. They managed to finish with a 10K gold lead in their favor. And Kadera, look at his score right now and look at his gold. He was able to find all the necessary gold to collect from the top lane, from the mid lane, from wherever he found a jungle.
Again, just looking at things kind of unfold here. Interesting game 5, but it's like GEEK Fam was just like, hey, we've learned from these 4 games. We're ready to just end it with a bang here.
And it just comes down to the same thing, right? Chadera getting his hands on a comfort pick. When it's not banned out completely, even if it's not the Bruno, it basically proves that he's up there, man. It wasn't because he's bad that he was benched. It was because maybe Marky played it a bit better, or the team's synergy was just better with Marky. But now with Marky and Chadera, I know Luke meant it as a joke, but Niall's got to be careful. His replacement is doing a very good job.
Hey, if you guys, I guess Mara translated too. We know how Marky feels about the matchup against Kyle Teasy, right? He knows what to do before that ends up happening again.
Careful, Kyle.
Yeah, careful, Kyle Teasy, because Marky's ready for you, right? That's what he's basically saying.
He finds a solution. Remember, always, whatever it takes, he finds a solution.
Whatever it takes, he's ready. But again, I have to say, over the course of those 5 games, you kind of saw that development, right, of GEEK Fam alone. Like, the struggle, maybe the struggle that they had a little bit, Marky trying to find his footing. Yes, he went for those utility junglers. He played a little bit with some assassin, went to Guinevere, didn't work out so well the first time, and then pops off even this time. So, you know, the whole training arc that they had, you know, so to speak, for these